Hello and welcome back to Building Port Royal in LEGO. This is a Pirates of the Caribbean mock from the first and second Pirates of the Caribbean. Today I'm going to be tackling building parts of the beach that we see primarily in the first Pirates of the Caribbean film. It's one of my all-time favorite scenes where Jack and Will are about to steal the interceptor from the ship. They take a kind of rowboat upside down, travel underneath the dock, and then hijack the Dauntless. And here's a good picture of that beach. And this is going to be the primary reference that I'm going to be using when I build the beach. You can see here I'm using a multitude of different tan colors and blue colors to represent different parts of the water, different kind of depths in the water as well. And if you guys haven't seen my last update, which was about the Port Royal actual dock that you see right now, go check out that video. But this is going to be a very long mock series. Make sure you guys subscribe down below if you're not already. Here's a look at some of the first portion of the beach that I'm starting to construct. Again, I'm trying to make this matched with the entire beach line where it looks very natural and all that. I'm going to be adding more translucent pieces to make the waves look a little bit more natural, but there's what the 3 LEGO rowboats. I have a time-lapse portion of how I'm actually constructing these kind of beaches. And I'm really trying to texture these to make sure they look really good. I'm not afraid to use a lot of studs because then you're able to pose minifigures and set up scenes with ease. Whereas if you tile something off, there's not really much opportunity to do that, and it's also very hard to undo. You can also see I'm starting to add some of the shrubbery and greenery into the actual build. I think these colors and mixtures of greens look really great and kind of represent the tropical life that we're going to start to see. And yes, these are two 32 by 32 base plates. They're like the half base plates that I'm using to build these beach lines. I'm going to be building these kind of chunk by chunk, adding a bunch of different types of greenery, including this one like new shrubbery piece that I actually found in the pick-a-brick wall. Great find. And we're going to see that haul later on this video because there's a lot of parts that are going to be necessary to start working on the fort, the prison, other sections of the dock, and of course starting to actually construct the entire town, because this build is going to be massive. This is going to be a long project that I'm going to be working on, so you guys won't want to miss it. And let's see if you guys can find the frog that I recently placed down. So now we have at least a base layer of the kind of shrubbery and bushery that's starting on this side. We're going to start to build palm trees. Now that's one thing I've kind of been worried about because I don't have a lot of parts to do this, but I figured we need to start putting in some palm trees to kind of scale things properly to them. I want to put one near the dock area here, maybe even 2. You can see I started the kind of base of that. I'm going to be basing off the Barracuda Bay palm tree design. I really like it. It's super simple, it doesn't require a lot of parts, and they're actually very strong. So here's a look at the first completed one. This one uses 6 of those palm tree leaf elements, as well as a bunch of other smaller parts and kind of those like tubes and Technic parts to build that. And there's the one by the dock. I think they add so much detail, and of course I'm going to be adding a lot more. I actually have to place an order of them because they just look so great, and I'm really happy with how they turned out. And now that I'm placing some of the minifigures and kind of final colors and details on this beach, I'm really loving how this depth and different kind of levels and elevation look on this. Again, this area is not going to be a perfect matchup with that dock area there. It's actually going to be a whole another half base plate for that dock to lead into the town. So that's why the tan doesn't really match there. Don't worry, that will be solved in future updates. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that, because next week I'm going to be working on the other side of the beach line, as well as the intro or kind of entrance into the actual town with a bridge. That's going to be a really fun and challenging build, but one I'm very much looking forward to, and one I'm very much needing a lot of these parts that I'm going to be showing you guys here in a second. And of course, if you guys have not seen the actual original episode of Pirates of the Caribbean Port Royal Hangman's Bay, go check it out. This is a small 32 by 32 chunk I built, and of course this massive one was week 2. Go check those out if you haven't seen those already. And again, I'm really going to be having to use a lot of parts for this. So luckily I went to the pick-a-brick store actually with my brother a few weeks ago, and we managed to pick up quite a bit of parts that are super helpful. You can see there's these like brown ladder pieces. I've never seen those on the pick-a-brick wall before. Those are going to be so useful for the fort that I'm going to be building. Also, it's like a gate into the town. Other things, I'm going to try to use it as much as I can to build up the dock area. And of course, you guys can see these kind of like wobs of brick. What a fantastic find. I think we got around 210. I'm going to show you guys kind of all of them at once, but pretty impressive amount of it. You can see all the filler is kind of this like green shrubbery piece, because I found those and like I can put those in palm trees. I can use that for this mock and for future mocks. And I'm just going to be continuing to sort this, so I'll jump back in with you guys once everything is all sorted and you can take a look at the final haul. So altogether, you guys can tell there is quite a bit of that one green piece. It's super useful and very, very diverse in the terms of usage for it. I also got a bunch of these like arches. Those are great. Tons of other bricks. I think I used about 210 of those gray 1x10 brick. That's basically the fort right there, as well as these kind of lamp elements and chairs. I've never seen that on the wall before, as well as these wooden wheels and kind of like carousel pieces, and then those castle parts I can use to like build chimneys in the town. That weird yellow kind of pillar thing. Definitely a lot of really cool pieces that I can find a lot of use for, particularly in the town and the fort. And there's a look at all the parts laid out in front of you, very organized. You can tell definitely a wide variety, as well as those lightsabers that will be for Star Wars MOC. But yeah, I got quite a bit of a diverse amount of parts here. Pretty much all of them are going to be in this MOC. So make sure you guys stay tuned for the upcoming episodes. They're going to be absolutely awesome. I cannot wait to continue working on this project for you guys. I have a lot of parts that I actually needed to start construction of the next section. So hopefully I'll be able to get that video out within the next week. I do want to have a weekly update for this MOC series. So make sure you guys stay tuned. It's probably going to be during the weekend when I have time to work on this. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, drop a like and subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next one.